Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Also brought to you by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. Pigpen is here.
I am here on a beautiful Thursday evening, man. I'm loving the sunshine. A little vitamin D going in me today.
Good for the sea shanty sing-along. And
it is good for the sea shanty. It's good for all of us.
Yeah. And the Hideous Gentlemen as well.
It is beautiful for the Hideous Gentlemen. People like Hideous Gentlemen love sunshine. A lot of people don't realize that. So, the band that is our guest this evening is, of course, the Hideous Gentlemen. Before we get into tonight's gigs, even though they're starting right at 6 o'clock, let's just go through and introduce the boys. To my right, I got Dave. What's happening, cousin Dave?
Not much, man. Glad to be here.
Living the dream as always.
Oh, you know it.
When it's not a nightmare, right? A newcomer to the show, Rob.
Hi.
So what do you do in this group? I've never.
I play guitar.
Seen you play, but
I play guitar, man. I do some backup vocals, harmonies with old Jared over
lean
here.
in just a little bit.
Do some harmonies with Jared. Play guitar.
A little guitar and vocals.
Yeah.
I've actually seen you. I'm just letting the listenership know.
Sweet harmonies.
Sweet
you
harmonies.
Didn't mention that part. It's
and
sweet harmonies.
What people in the radio world don't know, and why you're going to want to go to cottonmouth.org YouTube and see the video, is Rob is also some eye candy. So I'm sure that's the main reason he got the job.
Yeah, we almost changed the name. We almost did. Rob joined.
Sorry, I didn't really intend on that.
Yeah. Handsome Fellows was taken. Led me to a weird website.
Had to scrub my browser. That is the voice of Jared Humphrey.
Afternoon, everybody.
The Hideous Gentleman. The hideous of all the gentlemen.
The most hideous of them all.
And then at the far end is Doug. Hi, Doug. I can barely see you down there. So, Doug, Jared, they've been on the show before. Rob's the newcomer, so trial by fire for him this evening.
All right.
First thing we do here, Rob, every Thursday, is we talk about what's going on around the town on this evening. So let's get into that, Mr. Dennis.
Okay, but unfortunately, just like previous weeks, I have to slow things down and bring up some bad news.
Oh, I hate it when it starts like this.
We lost another good one this past week. Matt Rafferty passed
no.
away. Yeah.
I did not hear about that.
Brother?
Yeah, I went to school with Matt. He was in my class, graduating class, and I went to junior high with him. Wow.
Yeah.
Doug was just in town about 2 weeks ago. We stopped by the shop, dropped some Judge Nothing memorabilia off for us.
Yeah.
And that is a shame to hear.
Yeah, that is a shame. I'm very sorry to
Do you
hear
remember
that.
some of his bands from back in the day? How about Finale?
Yeah, with
right?
Jason Dunn. You know what? They used to do a great version of Pink Floyd's. I think it was Echoes. Something off Metal they did that was just phenomenal. Down at Ralph's back in the day.
What year would that have been?
Ooh, that was back.
Come on, man.
You said you were a numerologist.
I said I'm not a numerologist.
It was pre-mud flood.
I was going to say this is how I have to base it. I believe Garcia was still alive, so it was pre-95.
Right.
Everything's post-Garcia.
That's how Deadheads just measure time.
There you go.
Pre and post Garcia.
That was a flood, yeah. Also, cross-tie walkers. Do you remember cross-tie walkers?
Oh, wow. That's a blast from the past there. Wow.
And something I didn't know, he's also with Zenolith for a short time.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Really? I remember Zenolith and Micah Brooks just shredding the guitar back in the day. I don't remember Rafferty being with them. But
yeah, I was filled in by Robert Shaw, right? Jody's Robert Shaw, right? And I didn't realize that part of it. So our condolences to the Raffertys. And,
Absolutely.
So the service is tomorrow from 3 to 7 at Gent, the Visitation.
There you go. So, condolences to the Rafferty family, and man, seems like we get older and we just keep. Every year we've done this show, we have to do more of these.
Right.
Just did one last week.
Yeah.
Let's have a week off. Can we take it back down to 0?
Take a week off.
Just take a week off.
Let's do it. We got a big release party coming up.
Is it a full release party?
It is, because it's not called volume something this time.
I love a full release.
This is the first non-volume release we've done. Yeah, they've all been volumes before this, but it is a physical. We have a physical thing. that, if that's where the direction you were going with, right? Because with the whole digital streaming, we're having a digital really, and it's like, there's a part of me that wants a physical thing.
Yes,
absolutely. And this time we did. This time we said, you know what? Let's make a CD at that. Eventually it will be vinyl, hopefully. If we can scrape up enough pennies to do that. You ever try to make a vinyl in modern times?
It's hard to scrape those lines out just right out of the vinyl. I'm still working on my first record. Yeah. You know what, though? I love the idea of having the physical copy because, it's all ones and zeros, boys, and that's fine, but we just keep busting music down to the lowest common denominator, taking more and more frequencies out, and like you say, you get a vinyl, man. I mean, those sounds are deep, those tones are much deeper, and I'm happy to hear that.
And what you listen to it on, imagine those people, the best stereo they have is probably their car. Well, most cars don't even have CDs, and they certainly don't have record players. So
mine
what does everybody got? Mine does.
Yeah, my car's got an 8-track. So that is great. So the release party is what date?
April 29th.
April 29th at the Conservatory?
At the Alton's very own Conservatory. Best venue in town.
There you go. So we're going to get a lot more into that as the evening goes on. But right now, let's get into what's happening right now. It is 10 after 6, which means for 10 minutes, they've been getting drunk on Irish whiskey and singing sea shanties down at Morrison's Irish pubs. Well, they were probably
some of the guys.
noon. You kidding me? They're Irish. They woke up, had a potato, and started drinking.
It officially opens to the public at 6,
Cabbage.
right?
There you go.
Oh, they've been open, but the sing-along part, right?
Yeah, the sea shanty sing-along portion is supposed to start at 6 p.m., but I get the feeling if you go down there, any time that people are drunk, they're probably singing, She lived on the mountain and like a fountain, and I don't know. That's a Scottish one, not an Irish one, but it's close. Whatever.
Good times, though. At Morrison's Irish Pub, every Thursday night with the sea shanty sing-along. We got the Outsiders at Fast Eddie's tonight from 7 to 11. Open mic later tonight at Ragin Cajun. That all taking place in Alton this evening and out in Godfrey. Open mic already underway at 5 o'clock at Baker's in the Hale. They kicked it off. I think they've been moving that back again. I need to double check that. I did see one where they moved it back to 6, but somewhere in that range. Heck,
they missed the time change or something.
Yeah,
This must have been what happened.
We didn't change our clocks for a couple weeks.
I get that. DJ Tony down at Wood River at Martin's Tunes starting at 8. Nick Sturgis 7 to 10 at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville. Scott Marlin 6 to 9 at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. Mo Pleasure at Patrick's in Granite City tonight starting at 6. Dave Horton 6 to 9 at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey. Dave Callagher 6 to 9 at Unwind Lounge in Highland. And the Potomac Chord.
Ooh, nice.
The Potomac Chord, they don't play many gigs.
No.
But, that was back first Rock the Hops they played, or the second?
The second
maybe?
Rock the Hops.
Yeah.
They played at the old 311 State or whatever it was. I can't remember.
And they played another one because I ran sound for them in what was Tony's. I ran sound for them and I was like, wow. They were really good.
I believe they did the Hooky release party at the Conservatory. I believe they played that too. But that's like 3 gigs in full release.
Right.
It's my favorite kind of release.
They're playing at the St. Louis Public Library starting at 7:30.
Oh, I thought that said Pubic Library. Yeah, there's an L there. Okay.
It's down the street. It's different.
I was in
my eyes ain't so good these days. So there you go. Potomac Accord. Nice. That is our buddy Dave Winklure. Winklure, I said. Winklure.
You did. Say it. I'm wondering if he's still in that band.
I don't know. I would imagine
He's in so
he is.
many.
I from what I understand about this band, it would not be easy to sit in with them
Right.
because they tune to insane tunings that.
K, I think.
Drop K.
Yeah. Yes, sometimes you have to go out of the realm of the normal 12 notes. I always sing in the key of R like a pirate. R, are you ready? So there you go. That's a Thursday night in the River Bend area. So
That's not bad.
Plenty
pretty good.
to do.
There's a lot going on.
That's the ones we found and the ones that were posted.
Yeah.
2 different things, because I know a lot of these places do have music this evening, like Deutsch Village Inn.
But they didn't
I know
post
Old
it.
Harold Brewery's doing it in Collinsville, but not always listed. So
Yeah.
And Deutsch is every week. You're
Yeah.
not gonna.
Yeah.
They don't need to post it.
Exactly.
They
Well,
have music every Thursday, Friday.
But if
Saturday.
they would post it, we could tell people
True.
who's there. We know there's always a party there. It's a Thursday night. Someone's going to be dancing on the table.
And they probably,
It's a party.
they probably will post it, about right now, which is usually what happens. I go home and I'm like, okay.
Well, they're listening right now. They're like, oh, we forgot to post it.
a good friend
Maybe.
Jeff Chapman
That's a good reminder.
plays there pretty often, and he'll tell people about it. If you ever been in that place, the old man that owns it, as long as you play a few old timey country songs,
You're good.
You're good to go. You got to play a couple for him.
Yeah,
So Jeff always says.
throw in a few Hanks and you're fine.
We hear rave reviews about the audiences there, that they listen and participate very well.
Definitely one of the consistent ones down by in that area for sure. I mean, just a consistent place where people go to listen to live music. You know? Some places they don't really want you to play too loud or this and that, but there, people don't go there to eat. They
Can
go
you
there to
guys
listen to
turn
music.
down? I'm trying to hear what she did last Thursday.
Yeah.
Trying to hear how horrible the people my wife works with are. No, I don't. I'm making right now. Somebody that works with my wife is like, what? It's all.
I heard that Patrick's place is new and down in Granite.
That's,
I've never been there.
The old Eddie's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just switched over.
And
What was
then
the other place that-
Tegans is fired up recently, and then
playing live music.
and then there was a new one.
There's several.
yeah,
Edley's
Granite-
Barbecue. That's Glen Carter.
Granite City is becoming a place with more and more venues, and I believe more on the way.
They're trying. Probably Michelle Smith. You guys
Yes,
know
oh,
her.
absolutely.
Love 'em to death. She was telling me about a new venue an actual venue that's opening up down there. I don't remember the name of it.
I've been inside of it. It's beautiful. I mean,
Awesome.
it's all under construction. It's empty right now, but they were referring to it as a mini Ryman.
Nice, awesome.
And it's there's a lot happening down there. So
Just to
pretty cool.
catch up our listeners, you guys relocated from Granite City to here. Well,
I
Jared
did, yeah, I did.
Jared.
About 3 years ago now. Well, we actually came from Edwardsville, but before that, we were in Granite.
Right.
And,
You just
there's a lot of
keep
good
going
music
downhill.
down there. I'm telling you, it's not that far from Alton, but I'll tell you, it is a whole different type of music down there. Coming up here, there was a lot of bands that I got turned on to up here that no one listened to down there, and it's not that far. I mean, you're talking a 30-minute drive at most, right?
Yeah.
Very different music scene.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, like I say, there's more and more venues popping there, and they're trying to expand it. Also, good for them for
trying.
for
I know
getting
the
out
new.
there.
I actually played down at Jacob Myers a couple weeks ago with some friends, with Scott and Michelle, and the mayor was up there on stage playing with
Mike
us. So like
Parkinson.
everybody just loves music there. So.
Yeah, Mike is
The pontoon mayor or the granite mayor?
Granite Mayor,
Granite
because
Mayor.
the pontoon mayor.
Yeah.
I know
He's-
Mike.
Mike's going to be on the show. Scott and Michelle and Mike are all going to be on the
very
show
cool.
with us in about 3 or 4. He's been on the show with us before. He's a super nice guy and a music fan. So you got to love that. When
Awesome.
someone in charge of the municipality is also a music fan.
It helps.
It sure does help. So there you go, man.
Both mayors down there. Pontoon Beach mayor plays in band.
yeah.
The
He
He
Vault.
plays at Deutsch.
Pagano, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Michael Mayer.
Yeah, Pagano and Parkinson, where the two of them ought to get a band together and they call themselves the Mayors. Mr. Mayor. My dad's Mr. Mayor.
I'm a Palomino.
You can call me John Mayer.
Yeah.
Your body's a wonderland. I don't know what's going on.
Hopefully,
anymore.
hopefully the mixture of music, because these guys, joining up with these guys, totally different music styles. So where we landed on the last 2 albums that we've all done together, and this one, hopefully it's a good combination of Granite City upbringing and Altonians laying it down, because I know we all came from pretty big different music genres, and then you even more so.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know, I'm the oldest one in the group, but I don't think that means anything.
So-
Like differencing in the music styles or whatnot.
All right, so Rob's saying he's the oldest in the band, and you say different music. I'm going to guess you were raised on polka,
Oh no.
Psychedelic polka, to be
No.
more specific.
No, man, I was.
That's what he's into now. Currently, funny enough.
Polka chicks.
Polka this, polka that.
Let's keep this G-rated. But no, I came from, the grunge era. I a lot of Metallica, stuff like that, just from early 90s where I started playing music. And
All
stuff
right,
like
all right,
that,
hold on.
guitars.
There's a defining moment, Metallica, just like the whole Garcia thing here. At what point did you get into Metallica? Like, what did you hear that made you go, ooh, I like this?
Oh, it had to be Injustice for All.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was just
A lot of people a little bit later on.
I was really, I was hoping for a little Cliff
mean-
Burton action, but at least you weren't like, I like Load, or something.
Garage Days was really hit me in just a
mean-
special way.
Cliff Burton did a lot of the music on Justice for All, and he
Yeah.
was like the brains behind the operation for a while. So.
Well, and I'm gonna say like, thinking of the like heavy music, of that time, drum production, that set the standard at that moment. That was the best heavy drum production that I had heard. I think until like maybe like the Vulgar Display of Power came out. I don't think it was topped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the drums on that were just amazing. Because usually metal drums at that time were all so bold, so muddy.
Just thrashy and muddy,
Just
in general.
muddy, and they finally had them popping and clicking there. But that was a excellently produced album as well as written and everything.
Yeah, was that
So-
Bob Rock, or was he the one just done?
No, I think that was Flaming Rasmussen.
Yeah, and Bob Rock was on the next one.
Unfortunately,
Black Album.
Jason Newstead would totally disagree with the recording.
I know what they're
I bet
doing.
he would.
I know what
bet
they're
he
doing
would.
today.
Listen,
Like-
he didn't have enough pull in the band to even get himself turned up on that.
I don't think they had a bass in the band at the time.
I know what they're doing today in modern recordings is pretty amazing. I mean, I know this is the best drums I've heard on a Hideous record,
Yeah.
recording and performance-wise. This
So-
is just fantastic drums on this
So
record.
let's get down to it. Where did you record this record?
Lighthouse Sound,
There
right
you
here in town.
go.
Right
There
here.
you go.
We done recordings in other studios, fantastic studios. We had a few reasons for doing the last recording we did here with Caleb, who's like for the year and a half was like, at least we felt like he was like the fifth member just because he put so much time
He
into it.
did an amazing
He's
job.
your George Martin.
Yeah, if we were the Beatles.
Proximity and wanting to help. I mean, it's an awesome studio. There's a few people in town who are doing some stuff too, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to so and so and so and so." I was like, "You have a world-class studio right down the street with awesome people to work with. You should." My suggestion: you should go there, and we did.
Yeah, it's having them get that new building down there, having you down there with the music exchange,
Right.
having the conservatory. Jacoby's has been down there forever, but you're seeing.
Pie Saw Body Art too. Get your
Yeah.
first-
Pie Saw Body Art for the longest time. 3rd Street down there. That was sort of the district of that's where the bars are. It's where,
Yeah.
But you're seeing it really start to pop on that, and a lot of art's popping on that into Broadway. And we need to just connect the two, so it's one nice long stretch.
It works really well when everybody comes out and supports it.
It does.
And then when it's gone, if God forbid, if it's gone one day and everybody bitch about it not having nothing, but at the end of the day, you got to support it.
Yeah.
So we did it, and we're really happy with the outcome of it. So it worked out great for everybody.
Excellent. Now it's a full release. So what do you got? 10,
14 tracks,
14. Good for
Nice.
you. Good.
75
Good
minutes
bragging.
long.
75
It
minutes,
is the
yeah.
most bloated thing we've ever done.
Hold on. I'm going to see if he's really right about this. Mine's 7, and it's 2 of mine. Okay, yeah, that's 14. You're right. That's 14 tracks.
And I think part of that was just recording during the pandemic and everything. And it was like, you know what? Let's just put them all on there. Let's just do them all.
Nice.
So, but I mean, we've done it before where it was like, we don't use that. And there's a few songs on this record that we passed up on other records. A couple older ones, they finally found their way onto a record because we had written other stuff and we didn't want to do anything too big, and probably it's true not to do anything too big. Honestly, I think it's probably a too big piece of art for most people to even chew into. Honestly, it's just most people are like 20-second TikTok video. That's all I need, So it's just like to put out a 75-minute like concept album is probably like most people will be like, huh?
I'm sorry, you talked for like 45 seconds. I only heard the first 10 of that.
Right.
Like, I checked out real early.
I think there's people that still love to listen to that. I do, and those people watching the TikTok videos aren't the people going to be buying that record
True.
anyways. So, you cater to the people that you know. And,
What is our
and,
demographic?
So,
Do we have a
yeah.
demographic?
Uncircumcised Jewish midgets.
People who like volume releases, and especially if you skip one. Because you guys went volume 1, 2, 3, and then skipped 4 and went to 5.
See,
Right.
I heard 4 got shelved by Atlantic Records. No, I don't know.
There are many stories regarding where 4 is.
Yeah.
Wherefore art thou?
Wherefore art thou?
Is part of that on the new release, Imitation of Myself?
No,
The new release.
Dave, anybody want to? You guys?
Yeah,
probably
I mean,
explain that.
so
better than me.
in a nutshell, we actually had Volume 4 recorded in a home studio.
Okay.
And had kind of this lo-fi thing going, and it totally got shelved, and Volume 5 actually came out.
By Atlantic Records.
Called it.
So
It wasn't us, it was Atlantic Records.
So, I mean, the obvious thing to do is, like, we thought about, bringing it back, and then we had this going, and it's like, this actually fits really well into this album that we're doing. And so 5 of the songs technically would have been Volume 4, but are now part of the full-length album.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They just sat there patiently waiting.
You're bragging about 14 when really it's just 9.
Well, they did were re-recorded and they were re-recorded. We recorded everything in the initial session, which I remember being terrible because I remember being sick during the initial session.
Oh, bummer.
But I mean, what I know percentage-wise is live in the studio. There's such a huge amount of it that's live.
I would say, I mean, drums and bass went down first take on almost everything except 3 of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't remember really having to get rid of any of the scratch tracks on the guitars. We kept them in there, and obviously we layered stuff on top of it. But the foundation of this album really is a live recording. We're not on a metronome or anything like that. We're keeping time, and it's as organic as you can get.
Mm-hmm. I love to hear that, and I mean, I asked that to a lot of bands, and if you hadn't brought it up, I was going to say, was this a closet project, or was it?
Right.
Because it's the feel of it when it's done live. It's played different. It's when you closet it, you lose contact of this musical conversation that you were having with each other, and it's just like texting, back. Here's what I have to say about this. Now tell me what that's cool that you did the bulk of it live.
And there's subtleties. I mean, there's phrasings in there that if you would have went back and be like, well, let me go back and make that perfect. Let's go back and make that, But then not having that, and then listening back and being so happy that we kept it in there because the overall feel was what we wanted. Maybe that note wasn't there, but it was just like, well, that note's there now. It's like that's how it is now.
Well, again,
supposed to be.
it's that organic feel you're talking about, where it's not like, ooh, that is so perfect. That is the prettiest polished turd I've ever seen.
If I'm not mistaken, this is rock and roll over here. It's just not. It's not pretty. Not always. It can be.
Well, and that's where the
Beautiful,
studio
but it
comes
ain't
in
pretty.
too. I mean, Lighthouse has that perfect room to really capture that live recording, because we caught dynamic, and that was the first thing we noticed listening to it. Is like there was a lot of natural dynamic in the recording itself. We would have never captured that live in a more conventional setting.
And the roundness of that studio, like we were comparing it to the Volume 3, which was the first like full band kind of rock album. And it has this kind of sharp edges to it all the way around. Awesome and full and sounds really good. It's just kind of got this sharper feel to the whole thing. And in Lighthouse, it's just round. It's just so round and bubbly.
Yeah, 'cause that,
Round and bubbly.
Round and bubbly.
yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about.
It's like opening up a bottle of champagne.
Can you say it more
through
slow
your
and sultry?
Sultry.
Well, you guys have always. We talked back the last time you were on July 30th, 2020. By the way,
I was going to say
which
July 5th.
everything was happening right at that time. You were opening up the record store right at that time.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
even
music
back
shop,
then, you were talking about recording live. That's always been kind of your style, you guys, right?
Yeah, we just have been a band like Hideous Gentlemen formed in 2012. Dave and Doug, we've been there since 2015. So yeah, we've done a lot of shows. We didn't do a lot of shows last year or the year before, but we do a lot of shows. So we just operate. That's just how we operate. To go in there and dissect it part for part doesn't really just not how we grew.
Yeah. Volume 5 was completely live.
Yeah, it was.
That was just a live session that day.
Didn't go back and fix
And it
anything.
rhymes.
Just where it was.
Volume 5.
was completely
Five
live.
alive.
Yep.
Johnny 5. Short circuit.
But what takes so long about it, and
right.
then the physical aspect, it's the getting the art done. That's something that I always slack so much off. I think musically and this and that. Doug did so much of the artwork and Dave as well. Dave's actually the one on back of the album cover. Once everybody gets it in their hands, he's actually on back of it.
It's a sort of pornographic shot, so you won't see much of him, but it's real close up.
Best parts.
Are you sure that's really his armpit? No.
And then other than that, we spent time doing music videos and stuff, which it seems to be. There's a part of me that they almost can't admit that like not going out sweating it on stage every single night of the week is not the way to do it, because that's where you grew up. That's how you did it. But now with all the socials and media and stuff, you're going, the fact that you can get more seen by more people doing these videos and all the 20-second TikTok videos or whatever, which we don't do.
You're never
It's a hard pill to swallow. I can't quite accept that. But you think that's the way it's going? I mean, like, honestly, just that's the way bands are kind of heading?
It is. More and more bands that of the younger bands that come in here, they do singles. Nobody puts an album together. They just write songs. And that's if that's the new thing and that's the generation, that's fine. I'm more of a concept album guy. Give me something I can put on
something
and
you could
listen.
chew on for a couple of years,
and it's not just random quick weirdness. It has a story behind it or something, But I'm like we've talked about. We grew up where you bought an album, you put it on, you listened to it front to back, and you read the liner notes, and you looked at it felt good to touch it, and smell the
always
ink.
Feels good to touch it.
Right? Oh, I'm touching it right now. I got a third arm. You can't see
going on
that.
behind that counter.
You get a lot of people now they'll sit there. Everybody heard that at home. They'll sit there and someone will quote a song or talk about a band or this and that, but then they can't even like tell you the band name. They're like, I'll look it up, And then I can't remember where I saw it. And you go, well, does it really? How tangible is it if you can't even recall what band you're talking about? This certain thing, It's just like. Physically in your hand, it stays with you longer.
Have you heard that one song by the one band that's funny?
It's really funny.
Good. I just saw it yesterday.
Yeah, stuff and things and stuff. So
I think it goes back to what you talked about earlier, the attention span for the younger generation, a little bit different. But one thing they're taking into consideration is the algorithms, because the more often you release something, the higher you stay in search engines, right? So, you need to release things often. Just continually release and release and release and release.
Yeah.
So currently on streaming, we've released 3 songs.
I'm releasing right now.
And we have the next single's coming out the 8th of May, which is Mother's Day. And then the whole album won't drop until the 13th of May. So as of right now, you got to come find it. Good luck finding it.
Right.
You got to look. But you can get it at Riverbend Records. And you can get it at Alton Music Exchange, a physical copy, and then you won't be able to get another physical copy until the opening release show in your hand. So that's it. Good luck. Follow the clues.
You did that same
Listen
thing
to radio,
with the
do
music
the algorithm
with the Music Exchange, because the last time you were here, we had to really get the address out of you. You didn't want to tell us.
I like to make people work for it, man. Good friend Chris, he always said people work a lot harder when they got a little skin in the game. When they earn it, they work a little harder, and I like that.
556 Broadway.
Just tell it to you. You're gonna,
gotta leave a little mystery in there.
More mystery, less history, right?
Nobody can come to this store, so don't even try.
We will be having Piasaw Canyon, which is a great band from town, just kind of getting started, and we're going to have 40 Thieves from Granite City come up and play. They're real cool. They're going to close out the show.
There's way more than 40 Thieves in Granite City.
I know. It's terrible to have them on stage because there's 40 of them. You just can't do anything, but they bring their own crowd. No, actually, there's only 2 of them. It's just a 2-piece.
Oh, wow. Like 40 on stage? That's like bigger than George Clinton right there. That's huge, man.
So you guys got
you
got a Facebook page, and on there I noticed that you had the final mixes, a post for that back in October of 2021, right?
Right? The other day.
And you were talking about artwork because that gets a little, sampling it, re-looking at it, so it takes a while once you even finish mixes like that to put the artwork and all that together. But in the meantime, releasing the videos, so you guys were
I want to say
making videos.
I saw a post. It was like April last year. It was like new music soon.
Right.
I meant next year.
But 3 videos since then, right? Rain Dance Shake, and then what? Around Christmas you had Holding Cards, and then
Holding Cards.
The latest was By and By.
Yeah. There's our good friend Max has been doing the videos for us. He's a godsend. He helps out tremendously. So that's the other thing. I know we had this little golden age of the whole do-it-yourself mantra for maybe 20 solid years of it, maybe 10 solid years, and then 5 leading up to it, and then 5 leading down. But honestly, I think nowadays that is so far gone. People are realizing that you need other people involved to make something happen. It doesn't just happen with the one person in his bedroom. Not to say it is impossible, but it's just like you need people doing video, photography, booking shows, running sound,
Social media.
The
stuff.
sound guy is the most important dude in the band, right? Can we agree to that? Without a sound guy, you can't.
Garbage in,
You
garbage
can't hear
out.
nothing. Right.
Without a sound guy, you can't hear anything.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, there's no power, there's no sound guy. It's acoustic at that point.
I always feel like when it comes to that, when you're doing a big amplified concert, it's the sound guy is just as important, because if you got a crappy band with a great sound guy, it doesn't mean much. He's just amplifying garbage. And if you got a great band and the guy is pushing, doesn't know how to control the monster, it's still garbage. So it's always nice whenever you get that good combo.
Oh, it's just the best.
So Doug down there, hi Doug. You haven't said much yet. Come on, come join us. Welcome back to the fold, brother Doug. So you did the artwork.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So mainly is all I know of Doug is that he drums and he rides bikes, because I see him riding his bike all the time.
Get your exercise.
Yeah. He stops and hucks more than he'll ever want to admit. No. Anyway, so are you trained as an artist, or are you just into it?
No, I was just kind of put in the position of we needed art, so
Right.
we didn't have anybody else doing it, so I kind of.
You're a make it happen guy.
Yeah.
I'm notorious. I'll just take some crappy photo, slap it up there, and be like, there's your art right there. So it's just like he's got such a keen eye for it,
Nice.
We all did different stuff. I mean, I think the goal was for everybody just to be as happy with it as possible, which is almost impossible to have everybody happy. I just didn't want anybody to walk out and be like, well, I could have done this.
Remember, you can't make everybody happy all the time, and those people are at every show I play. They're all there.
Yeah.
No, the whole goal, my 14-year-old daughter has just recently started her first rock band with a few
awesome.
friends, and I keep telling them, as long as you're having a good time, you're doing it right. It doesn't matter what notes you play. It doesn't matter what it sounds like in the end. Are you guys enjoying the time you're spending here as people, as human beings?
Absolutely.
Because if you can make the greatest music ever, and if you hate each other, what fun is that?
Yeah.
It's better music when you like each other, too.
It's just a better time, and if it's not making you money or it's not fun, it better be saving the world or you're wasting your life. If it's not one of those three things, it's a waste of time. But anyway, so hey, we need to head on down these Friday gigs because we got some ground to cover here.
Oh, ground. Yep, we're going to cover it.
We got the pianos going at the Ragin Cajun bar on Friday night. That starts at 10 p.m. Then we got the Bearded Bandits 2 to 6 p.m. and Cross the Line Duo 7:30 to 11:30 at Fast Eddie's Bone Air. Bob Leon's going to be doing it at Chez, Marilyn, starting at 8 p.m. on Friday night. And then I don't know what's happening at the Lovejoy Lodge.
No.
Something's going on there.
No, don't worry about it. I get the cutoff part right here. It's the Hurlicanes.
The Hurlicanes.
The Hurlicanes, 7 o'clock at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey on Friday. Borderline 7 to 11 at the BFW in Wood River. Sidewalk Prophets, 7 to 10 p.m. at the Bethalto Church of God. Alan Doyle, 8 o'clock at the Wildey Theater in Edwardsville. The Four Dirty Astronauts, 9 o'clock at the Back Bar in Edwardsville. Butch Moore and Alan White, 6 to 9 at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. Mike Ahlvers, 5 to 8 at the Stagger Inn again in Edwardsville.
Yeah, Mike's great. He texted me earlier about that one.
Oh, yeah, Mike, you buddies with Mike?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Good player?
He's a great singer, great songwriter.
Excellent. Unfamiliar with him, but he's going to be at the Stagger Inn again in Edwardsville, 5 to 8 on Friday night. Check
Did we
it
say
out.
his name right? Ahlvers? Ahlvers? Okay. We'll get that right one of these days. Okay.
Hard H. Capital H.
I always get Skylark Brothers right. 6 o'clock at the Moose in Edwardsville. Lanny and Julie, 6 o'clock at the Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon. American Originals, 8 o'clock at Tegans Pub House in Granite City. Cabin Fever doing it at Patrick's, starting at 9:30, going to 1:30 a.m. Also down there in Pontoon Beach, don't forget about American One Distillery. Mastermind Vodka or Boulder Dash will be playing from 6 to 10.
And that is the only ultra premium vodka made in the United States, right there in Pontoon Beach.
Okay.
So, yes, there are some premium vodkas. That is the only ultra premium made in the U.S. of A. So go enjoy it.
That's ultra.
I'm a vodka guy. I like my vodka.
Yeah, people have seen you laying around town. Grand Pagano 7 to 10 at George's local brew in Jerseyville. Open mic with Steve Mellis up at the Hog Pit in Grafton. Bob Gleason doing the Bloody Bucket Saloon in Grafton at 8 o'clock on Friday. PB&J 6 to 10 at Grafton Pub, always weather permitting there. Dave Horton, 8 o'clock at Unwind Lounge in Highland. Dave Capoto Band, 9 o'clock at Corner Keg in Highland. The Bearded Bandits duo, 8 o'clock to 12 a.m. at 1428 Tap House in Swansea. And Shotgun Creek Acoustic Trio, 8 o'clock at the Honky Tonk in St. Louis. And this is a good one, Pigpen.
What do we got?
There's a thing. Have you heard about the Big Top? The lot at the Big Top?
So that's right across from KDHX. I see it every week whenever I go over there on Tuesdays. Right. It looks like a circus joint.
Our friends Spiel are going to be playing with Jeremiah Johnson, 7 o'clock.
Oh.
And there's a good picture of that inside of that Big Top. I guess you've seen it from the outside.
I've seen it from the outside. I have not made it inside.
It's pretty cool.
Yet.
They got really nice chairs set up, not just,
lawn chair
type
chair
thing.
business.
Right,
talking like solid mahogany, huh?
Yeah. Some cool stuff like that. Kind of a little theater set up inside of it.
Sweet.
It's pretty cool.
It doesn't look like your average sideshow circus. It's pretty nice looking.
It's all your average freak show.
I mean, most of the sideshows I've been to, you're crisscross applesauce and some guys on a slack rope juggling machetes over your head. It's fine. It's fine. So there you go. That's cool. Peel and Jeremiah Johnson. That will be a good show. So
and just a little preview of what else is going to be going down now. Jammo
Productions.
Yeah, they put that on.
Yeah, John. That's John Youngerman over there.
They're going to have Del McCurry on the 28th of April.
That's some pretty fine bluegrass right there.
So check that out. JammoPresents.com. All kinds of stuff coming down the pipe over there.
So that's a pretty good Friday night going on around our Riverbend community. And Saturday night looks just as fine. Starting off with Madison County Catholic Charities fundraiser, Help on the Move. And that features the Glendale Riders, 6 to 11 p.m., Bluff City Grill in Alton. Wonder if that's going to be in the upstairs, I would imagine, not in the sports bar.
Yeah.
So that is a really nice room in the upstairs of Bluff City Grill. If you haven't been up there, probably one of the nicest rooms in town, really.
It is.
At
My
the
good
moment.
friend Matt Costello from 33 on the Needle got married up there. Nice room.
Yeah, it is a very nice room. So, also Saturday, we got the NGK band throwing it down at Chez, Maryland, starting at 8 p.m. Piano's going on at the Ragin' Cajun. Cross the Line Duo, 2 to 6 p.m. And then Champagne Fix, 7:30 to 11:30 down at the Bon Air. And then the guys sitting in here are going to be at this next event. It is the Record Day. Record Store Day.
Record Store Day.
Whatever. Record Store Day. With
he ruined it. We built it up so big.
It's the Record Store Day. So it's the Record Store Day. That has live music, and that is going on at Riverbend Records out there in Godfrey, and it has a lot of bands going on. 11 a.m. Accidentally on Purpose will kick things off. 12:30 we got 86 Red, and then 1:30 super fun, Rocket Ship, which I still haven't seen anything but videos, but what a great... I still haven't got to check them out live. I've only seen videos, but a lot of fun there. Then you got Crown Rock starting at 2:30, or Rock Crown. My Lysdexia kicked in there. Hideous Gentlemen, if you've ever heard of those cats, they'll be kicking it off 4 p.m. You guys going to be throwing out new tunes off this new album.
Yeah,
the new album going to be available right there.
We'll be available there. But we're doing an acoustic thing there, though. You want to come out and see the full band, got to come out to the CD release show.
So it's an acoustic act, not full on band. However, you can get the full release from these gentlemen that day. So and we're going to call it a pre-release, so, that's hot.
Well,
Sounds when you touch it too much.
don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Too hot, too quick.
Just a good massage. Anyway, so the Hideous Gentlemen, 4 p.m., they're going to be doing it acoustically up there, but you can catch their album for it's actually available at the Voorhis show. Also, Joshua Grassley and Andrea Yoder. That is starting at 5 p.m., so that's all going on at the Riverbend Record Store Day. That is this Saturday, April 23rd. Also Saturday, we got Hooky at Baker's in Hale. We got the Audio Distilled featuring Jimmy Strickland, and that's going on at the Blue Stem Distillery up in Bethalto. Another good vodka made right here in town. Another fine vodka made real
You're
close.
an expert, we can tell.
I said it before. I love vodka.
It's hard to get it out of your hands, that's for sure. We've used, 2 hands, 2 feet, trying to pull that bottle away from you. And, it's just very difficult,
Mine. Why they call it a cocktail?
El Duce was the only guy who could actually pull that bottle away from you.
He traded me for a rotten orange.
Right.
You guys know familiar with the band The Mentors?
John gets the reference. I was like, I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's an old punk rock band, The Mentors.
Well,
They
El
were-
Duce was actually blamed, possibly hired by
Courtney Love to kill.
Oh, kill Kurt
According to
Cobain.
according to him,
Remember that?
According to
There was a
him,
documentary about it.
Right,
They had
that's
him in
him.
it, yeah.
yes,
where he's in the junkyard and they go
Yeah.
to his
it's
house.
not his junkyard; it's his house.
I know it's his house, but
It was really
I'm trying to be
smut-
visual
it was-
for radio
Yeah,
people.
it was really smut-filled kind of punk rock.
Smut rock was
Yeah.
pretty good, yeah.
I partied with that dude.
Yeah, we did.
Fun.
Oh, it was. You've never seen anything like the Mentors.
Yeah, they were an insane act.
Gigi Allen talks.
kind
kind of like the Murder Junkies.
I'm going to say I would much rather go to a mentor show.
Yeah, for sure than Gigi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, there's things flying through the air you don't want to be hit with there. So.
Yeah, you might
And he'll
get
beat you up, too. So
at a mentor's concert. You might get hit in the head with an item that could be sold at Dr. John's or something like that. But at Gigi Allen's,
They're-
it's more like you're at the zoo at the chimpanzee.
Yeah.
the Mentors are
Soft
very
tool.
drunk and very vulgar,
Yeah.
but they just play their songs.
Just family, good, wholesome fun for the whole
and,
family.
And honestly, man, they rock. So, it's not super sloppy, to be honest
There
with
you
you.
go.
Yeah, it's check out a Mentors album.
Oh,
Your
check
life
it
will
out.
change
I love-
forever.
Yeah.
The 4F Club is the one I recommend.
Fighter!
That's the only one I can
Forget her.
say on the air.
I
The
can't
title.
say the
Is that what you
middle
guys
two.
came up through? Was it
Oh, yeah.
punk rock? I mean, was that the first love?
For me,
was that
man,
the,
I was a Mentors guy a long time ago.
My first love was an angry song.
Yeah.
it's a little angsty.
Yes, very angry.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I tried so hard to get it all wrong just to get that angry song, and here I am today, and I don't know what to say. Let's just move on, or I'm going to be Dr. Seuss for the rest of the night. Dave and his 5 Alive just got me going. Anyway, what else is happening?
We got Michael 22 to 5 at and West Wind 8 o'clock at Martin's Tunes and Eats in Wood River. DJ Atticad at the Franchise at 10. Joe Dirt 9 o'clock at the Pump House in Wood River.
Joe Dirt and the Dirty Boys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is it still that?
getting dirty.
that's right.
Then we got American Champion Wrestling, and that's going on at the Susnick Center in Jerseyville this Saturday, starting at 6 p.m. I don't think that's one of the wrestling groups we have not had on yet, or I don't recognize.
They are changing and everything. Oh man, we got some stuff happening in the
Isn't
wrestling
it awesome
world.
they do that, though,
Yeah.
that amateur wrestling stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's
yeah.
just so cool that they do that, they love it so much, and they put them on like that.
It's their music, you know.
It is, yeah. Like, I
them-
can't say I didn't grow up being a huge fan, but I do really respect the people who are into it and put the shows on.
Yeah,
Love it.
we've been covering it since we started doing this show, and quite honestly, some of the funnest guys that we have on, and we actually have been down in the ring with these guys, and yeah, there's actually one video we did where he actually assaults a judge right in here, and they end up.
What else is happening on Saturday night? What else is going on?
You can see the whole thing.
Vodka involved? Or
They literally wrestle all the way out the door, and we got it all on
Judge,
video.
if you're out
so,
there,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not a good wrestler.
But we digress.
There you go.
Rockabilly Revival, 3 to 7 at Grafton Winery on Saturday. Outlaw Opry, 7 o'clock at Grafton Oyster Bar. TBD, they're at a lot of places.
My favorite.
8
I
o'clock at
love
the
those
Bloody
guys.
Bucket Saloon in Grafton. Tanglefoot, 4 to 8 at the Loading Dock in Grafton. Kurt Copeland, 1 to 5 at Aries Winery in Grafton. And Philip Russo, 3 to 7 at Grafton Pub, weather permitting.
Then we got Cluster Pluck down at Red's Tavern in Bunker Hill on Saturday evening. Lanny and Judy going to be 6 to 10 p.m. at the Holiday Marina Bar in Holiday Shores. And then Global Brew Springfest.
Yeah, check this out.
All right, what do we got here? With Gavin M., 11 to 2 p.m. Mike Sonderegger, sorry about that, Sonderegger, whatever, a lot of G's and R's, I'm sorry. 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. And then one I am unfamiliar with called Destroy the Future. I'm not sure I like their plans, but it's probably what's going to happen. Destroy the Future, 6 to 9 p.m. That's at the Edwardsville City Park. This is a new thing. First time hearing of this one. Really?
There's this thing that happened that shut everything down for a couple of years.
And made me forget?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they did it a couple of years ago, and they're doing it again in the park in Edwardsville, and it's the proceeds benefit Global Brew Community Development Fund at the Edwardsville Community Foundation. Not sure what that means, but obviously a charity of some
nonprofit
sort.
of some sort.
Yeah.
Somebody's taking
Somebody's
some money.
back pocket.
Here's what's important: five beer trucks,
All right.
40 craft beers,
Well,
3 bands.
there you.
And
That's
a park.
It's a lot of beer for 3 bands.
Well, they're done by 9. They know everybody's going to be staggering in at the stagger in.
Stagger in.
9, right? Yeah, so.
All I can think of since you said they're going to be doing it in the park is, why don't we do it in the park? Anyway, I don't know. Let's move on.
No, man, the city.
No,
the
let's
music
just
in the
have you
park
keep
stuff,
singing.
The music in the park stuff is great. We did the Granite City music in the park last year. We did the Bethalto music in the park. Like, they're great gigs. Like I really hope they keep growing and get bigger.
It got to the point pre-pandemic where almost every night of like Monday, Fosterburg had something going on.
Yeah,
You know,
awesome.
They're all starting. It's just too early right now. They wait till the weather warms up into May, and all those places are firing up. Bethalto, Spirit in the Park, Granite City, Grafton. All of
There's a
them.
good spot right there on the riverfront down here in Alton. I guess we can't use that, but
It's getting there. It's coming back around.
I hope so.
Well, we're
I look
working
at
on
it every day, and I'm
lot
like,
of
wow,
stage
that'd be
room.
cool.
I drive by it and salute it. It's a beautiful monument that has sat there empty for years and years, and it's a beautiful monument. But we're hoping to turn it back
Let's
into
do
a
that.
venue.
Let's do that.
So we're going to see.
Obviously,
what happens.
Pigpen's on some kind of committee.
I'm not on a committee.
He's saying
yet,
we.
but, well,
He's saying we, so something's going on, folks. Let's look deep into this.
Let's-
Let's investigate your we.
Let's talk about Danny Keller. You want to investigate my Wii? Double?
Yeah.
Times 2?
Nintendo.
Wii. All right. Danny Callagher is going to be at the Foundry Public House.
Did you say Skylark Brothers?
I'm so sorry
I know,
to Jack
you're a nerd.
Tweston. My apologies to Mr. Jack Tweston. The Skylark Brothers are going to be going 6 to 9 at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville, and then Danny Callagher 2 to 6 at the Foundry Public House in Edwardsville. We got Bags Fly free going on Stagger in again 5 to 8 p.m. also in Edwardsville, and then skipping down to a guy named Brian Roach. He passed me that. Brian Roach 6 p.m. at the Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon.
Right, 10-string dream, 8 o'clock to 11 at the Red Bar in Collinsville, 0 to 90, 9:30 at Patrick's until 1:30 a.m. Lickety Split, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. at Tegan's Pub in Granite City. Somebody will be playing at Doyle's Village Inn. They got the free,
Somebody will be playing.
guaranteed it.
You know what? I'm just going to show up with a guitar, and if nobody else is there, it's me.
Be somebody there.
Yeah. Free crawfish boil while supplies last with Jay Christopher from 3 to 7 at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey on
By
Saturday.
4, all the crawfish will be gone. I'm just saying. I'm going to call it by 4. That's pretty cool, free. And then we got a nice rock and roll show with Rocker Box going on at the Corner Keg in Highland. That's also on Saturday evening, and a big one.
Yep.
Annual party. We're going to have to get Jeff in here. Or maybe we should just get Andy in to talk about it. No, it's the Bensman Super Bowl, 5th annual with Flip the Frog.
Bezerman.
Oh, Bezerman. See,
Yeah.
I thought it said Bensman.
Yeah.
I'm so drunk,
that
I
would-
don't know what I'm looking at anymore. I
Yeah.
like vodka. Did I mention that?
Yeah. Well, let me fix that for you because you missed the one that's cut off. No, that's not your problem. It's a problem with the printer. Screaming
Typo.
Eagles, Screaming Eagles Jam Band from 6 to 10 at Wild Pickens in Chesterfield, and then the Bezerman Super Bowl 5th anniversary. That's a bowling alley.
See, now I don't even know those guys, so it's not near as
Right.
big of a deal as what I thought.
You do know Flip the Prog.
I know Jody
their
Grinder.
shirt on.
I do.
Yeah. 7 to 11 in Gillespie. Now, I was thinking about some of these
All the
gigs.
frog flippers need to head to Gillespie.
I was thinking about some of these gigs that we announced. People say, why are you telling us about Highland? That's too far away. 37 miles to Highland. That's
Man,
closer than you think.
I could hitchhike there in no time.
How far do you think Wild Pickens is away? Seems like a long drive.
No, I drove a school bus up there, and
Yeah.
it still only took like 30 minutes.
26 miles,
Yeah.
That ain't nothing.
right? Belleville, 39 miles, right?
Starting to push it.
Staunton, 25.
I would never go 39 miles to see a local band.
That's my cutoff limit.
Right.
Let's
Now-
go across the river. So, Red Flag, we do a lot of their gigs.
Yeah.
24 miles there. 28 miles to St. Charles.
Yeah, so there
Collinsville's 25 miles.
and
So if you go about
yeah.
25 miles in a
Yeah,
circle
a
from here,
radius,
you
We
can
got,
hit,
we got it all.
yeah,
Seems like there's no quick way to get to Collinsville, though. It's like all highways,
Yeah.
like no matter what.
yeah.
There's a few quick ways, but no safe way. I'm sorry, Collinsville.
How far to Pocahontas?
Oh, I poke a what?
Poor Hontus.
45 miles, by the way.
25.
20 bucks and 3
45.
blocks. No.
I was trying to think of one that was way out that we talk about. So a way out would be Pocahontas, 45
There
miles.
you go. There you go. I just went to Chesterfield, Missouri for a show last week, and that was a pretty decent little drive, but totally worth it.
You
So
know,
there
the
you go.
amphitheater's out there, isn't it? Is
That-
that the Chesterfield amphitheater?
I actually, the show wasn't there, but I've been to that amphitheater, and every time I go there, I go, this is what our amphitheater should be.
Ah!
Having good bands and full of people that are paying money to be here and having a
Wow.
good time.
Would you look at
it's-
that?
Yeah, well, it's we can't go back and fix the bad design. Well, we could. It'd just be $1 million makeover, but that we're gonna do it. We're
A
gonna
million?
Make
Come on, guys, let's ante up. What do we got?
we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh, the
It's
record
interesting
sales.
that Belleville is as close as Highland. I wouldn't think so, but
All right, if we sell 1 million records of this upcoming album, we will donate
all right.
1 million.
We will
$10
donate.
a pop.
Yeah.
We're going to need to donate something, man, because we don't have the right financials in place to handle that.
So come on out and buy a record.
you
If we do sell 1 million, we will help get the amphitheater going.
Wouldn't hurt if Rob did a little pole dancing at
I
the
mean,
show.
you know.
Yeah, let the hair down.
Yeah.
Don't
got
get all
the,
over you.
So you guys got the
Yeah,
sneak
you
preview
can buy a
acoustic
phone.
version going
That's
down
right.
at Riverbed Records on Saturday, and then the big show, April 29th, at the Conservatory. The full release for
Really
Imitation of Myself
Come on out. It's going to be a good time.
with Piasaw Canyon and 40 Thieves. And I seen you had your package arrive at the end of March with the actual hard copies.
That's right.
So it's officially here. It's not like we're going to show up and be
No.
like, "Hey guys, the printer didn't work." And, we've had that happen.
I'm sorry, I lost track of it. You said you saw his package. I'm so jealous over here.
He has an infatuation with
hard
vodka
package.
and penises. Vodka and penis.
Does one lead to the other? Or is it
If you look at his Wikipedia page, it says Pigpen, vodka and penises.
If you go to my MySpace page, you can catch me at Pigpen at CompuServe.
MySpace still a thing, huh?
I'm bringing it back. It's
I'm
retro.
gonna bring it back.
I'm going to bring it back. It's totally retro at this point. It's so awesome. I don't even know. But you got to admit that there's a lot going on in our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
This community is abundant with art and music. So anybody complaining that there's nothing to do, just log on to cottonmouth.org and you will see all of these gigs that we're talking about, and you'll there's a lot going on. So one of the things going on is the record day this weekend, and so you guys pumped to play that, but you're doing it acoustic.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, Billy, I mean, you guys been over to Riverbend Records?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome what they're doing.
You got to stop in and get some donuts on the way in from Mr.
Exactly.
Donuts.
The last Mr. Donut. I don't know if we talked
right.
about this. The last Mr. Donut.
In America.
Yeah.
America.
I heard there's only 3 Walmart or Kmart's left.
Wow.
Another one closing.
I was hoping you meant Walmart.
I know.
I'll take the big K back.
Blue light special.
But they're doing
I-
good
oh,
stuff there.
Man, I was a big fan of the blue light special. It sent me running to see what the heck it was.
I like the
every
red
time.
light special.
I like
There
the
you
red
go.
light district. We need one of those in
That was
town.
Holland.
What can we do about that, new Mr. Mayor?
Both of them need
Put
to
on
the
list.
bridge and you turn right.
3 blocks and 20 miles.
No, there's no need to go across the river. There's all kinds of fun stuff
yeah.
right here.
Well,
right here.
when
Unless your favorite band plays at Red Flag, and then you should go
or
because
Big
Yeah.
Top.
that's a tough gig.
I mean, look, when we have bands
Or
from
Point Fest.
when we have bands from this side of the river play on the other side, we always promote it. When we have bands that we've met from the other side of the river play that we see, we promote
awesome.
everybody.
That's awesome.
However, we concentrate on this side of the river, and every time, almost every time we get bands from St. Louis in here, and they hear us read this list, they sit there with their jaw on the ground going, we don't have that much stuff in St. Louis.
Wow.
You know?
We
And they
used to-
probably do, but they just
Well, that's
don't
why
have
it's spaced
someone
out
like
and-
Dennis compiling a list
Right.
for them. So
Well,
Someone's got to do it, right?
you know, back in the day, we'd play at Club 367, which is literally right across the bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to get people to cross that bridge to come see us
not easy.
was so difficult.
Not easy.
So when one of the bands that have been through here is trying to sell tickets for a Red Flag show,
Yes.
we're going to promote that for them because
That's
they need it
awesome.
because they're
Yeah.
doing all original music. So that,
and there was no conservatory
Right.
back then. There were some foxholes and metal gears, but we didn't talk about them. They were hidden.
we didn't talk
And,
about house parties. The
House
cops
shows
would
and-
show
Yeah,
up.
right.
Yeah,
You want to let everybody know about it.
And we literally, like, if you were
Weed was
steeped in
illegal
heavy
then.
or original type, you when to who? Never been illegal to me, except the day they arrested me for it.
To the cops, to the cops that would show up at the parties. That's why we didn't tell them about it. It was all the weed we were
I've
smoking.
always been a wee guy, and I can usually fit in the cabinet underneath the sink, so it's been a nice thing.
Yeah, we talked about your weed.
You know, and a good amount of all the bands you labeled or listed, I bet there's a good amount of those that are playing some original music.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely,
Right, you know?
absolutely.
That's how we rank our bands in order of appearance. If we have 2 bands that are conflicting, we're like, which one does originals? I mean, if we have to choose.
It's hard for bands that play originals
Right.
to get promoted and where bands that are playing covers, it's a little easier to say, hey man, we're going to throw a party, and the world needs both.
And the world
you
does
know,
need both. We
Yeah.
just got not asked back for. Did a great show last year. I won't even say where. Really good turnout. Was awesome. And they submitted the list, and we're on top of the list. And the person was like, "Oh, is this the band that closed it out last year?" They said, "Yeah, they did a great job." And then the lady goes, "But we can't have them back because they didn't do any cover songs."
Oh, man.
And I'm like, this is like the art director of a city around here.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, the art director's stifling
Yes.
creativity.
Creativity.
And you're going, okay.
Let's
So-
keep us in the dark ages.
So we'll just keep doing what we do. No, we don't do a lot of covers.
well,
Well,
so let me.
Pat
let me
Liston taught us.
Okay, I was going to say
Pat
that's exactly
Liston
what I was
taught us,
gonna
right? That if someone says that to you, say, that one song was 3 Dog Night.
Oh yeah, right.
You know.
It's an old Willie song. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
third song was a Hank song. We just rearranged it.
Manfred Mann. Didn't you hear that Manfred Mann song?
Yeah, that is the trick to you always just say, no man, we played a bunch of covers. You didn't recognize them?
You weren't listening. It really hurt.
Yeah.
You didn't listen.
Oh, my God.
We did between each song we did a 20-second TikTok video that the kids loved. So there you go. We have been talking with the Hideous Gentlemen.
Yeah.
And they are playing this Saturday at the record store. Day at Billy Hurst's shop there at Riverbend Records. I don't know what the little strip mall's even called there, but it's where Black Sports used to be. Everybody knows that.
Right on. Yeah, Carver's is right there.
Yeah.
Black Sports counts. Matter. I'm sorry, I missed that joke up so bad.
It's all right.
Black Sports Matter. Anyway, are they still in business? I think they moved. But anyway, so you're going to be there, and then the following weekend, the whole release party.
Following Friday, April 29th, we'll be at the Conservatory.
There
If you've
you
never
go.
been to the Conservatory, do yourself a favor. Come check out the Conservatory. It's awesome. Mike Snyder's art has decorated the entire place. I don't know the last time you guys been in there. It's beautiful in there. Best sound system in town.
And
it's
the guys who are in charge of the sound system are usually guys from right down the road at Lighthouse Studio. Caleb that you brought up earlier, I've seen him down there twisting some knobs, and they usually have it sounding, especially for a room like that.
Damien, Justin, all of them, man. They do a great job.
They put some nice sound clouds in there to help absorb sound, some material to help absorb it. So they've done a really nice, because I played that room when it was just a brick bunker,
right?
and you'd say, turn the reverb down. There's none on it.
Reverb.
There's too many watching those reverbs.
No, we played in many a stone rooms, and
me too, man. Me too, bro. Like all of them.
like all of them, every single one.
We've been stoned in many rooms.
Yeah, I like to get stoned with two birds at the same time. Is that a saying?
It is, yeah. Well, it's one in the bush, two in the stone, handful of marbles.
This guy gets it. This guy gets it, man. This is why you're on the radio.
Right.
So the newest Imitation of Myself, you've got hard copies available.
Hard copies.
You'll have some Saturday and the following Saturday, I guess. And what
While
about
supplies last, there's only about 50 left, honestly. So
Can you download it digitally yet?
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
until May 13th. Then you can get the whole thing digitally.
In the
But you can get
meantime-
a few singles now, though.
In the
Yeah.
meantime, if
Check
you
out
would
the
like
videos.
the
Buy and buy.
hard release,
Holding cards,
hard copy.
Rain Dance Shake.
Oh, yeah.
Check out the videos.
Yep.
You got a YouTube?
We do. Yep. You can check it out on YouTube.
What's the
all the
channel?
streaming services. It's just Hideous Gentlemen.
Hideous Gentlemen. YouTube, Hideous Gentlemen. Facebook, Hideous Gentlemen.
Have you seen the
Pornhub,
video?
Hideous
You'll be
Gentlemen.
surprised on what pops up.
Have you seen the videos, Big Man?
The ones on Pornhub?
No, their videos.
Doug is a performer. No, I have not.
Obviously, he hasn't seen them.
I have.
Lots of
I
videos
have
are fun.
not, but
Videos are fun.
Too
Find
much,
out real quick. We do not take ourselves serious in
Yes.
the slightest.
Perfect.
At this
Too
point,
much.
we realized a long time ago that we're not cool guys and we're not good looking, and we just do what we do. Hopefully, we'll make you laugh.
This
So
is why we
Pigpen-
can't hang out. I take myself so serious. Everything I do.
When he's drinking his vodka, he's serious about it. That's
Very
why he
serious.
hasn't had time to check out your
Just
videos.
quoted
Too much
Brian
wee
Adams over
time,
there. Everything I do.
too much wee, and too much vodka.
You watch me go home.
You should check out their videos because
I-
after you check it out, you're going to go, wow, those are really good, man. I should have checked those out. I'm like, yeah.
I
you should've."
guarantee next week when we come on, and next week we got Liver Jones and the Flat Earth.
Ah, awesome.
The-
Awesome. Love those guys. Great album. That Thirsty album is fantastic.
So they were actually scheduled to be on tonight, and I didn't hear about your release till Michelle Smith was nice enough to go, you don't know about this, do you? And I said, I did not hear about that. And so once I saw that, I called them and said, we got to switch. We got to get these guys in here. in
That's
time to
awesome. They will
promote
do
that."
it. Thanks,
So,
guys. Appreciate you.
yeah. But I guarantee if you tune in next week, and I think about it, and it's brought up, I'm going to go, those videos are awesome. I was so drunk on vodka when I watched them, I barely remember. No.
Yeah, that could be true, too. Maybe you did see him.
Oh, this is true.
Listen.
He's going to watch it and be like, oh, yeah, I remember this.
The- we-
that was last year when this came out.
So we interviewed a guy last week that we have not played the interview. It's going to play in 2 weeks. His name is, what was the band? Peace Lords. And his name is Milo. And out of nowhere, the guy he was on like, I don't know, some rap record in '86 that and he was on
Early days of hip-hop.
I stole the line earlier about being shelved by Lanny. He had an Atlantic record that got shelved that he recorded with, and all this stuff. And all
See,
this-
it happens, right?
all of a
it's
sudden,
thing.
I think I don't know the guy at all. Never seen him. He goes, then I was called Lord Freak. I'm like, oh, I know you. The big hat, the chair. Like I can picture this guy.
just realize your idol was in the room with
Right, because I do. I sit home and I do listen to a lot of music and watch a lot of stuff, but I forget a lot lot of stuff
Right?
that I do. I will forget this whole conversation as soon as it's over.
Well, if this was videotaped, you can sync this up to the album, and it actually goes together. We've been planning this for years. So this conversation is synced up with our album. Yep,
it's the same as like the Wizard of Oz. And
We get
Dark
it's
Side
the same
of the
thing.
Moon.
It's the same thing.
So
Try that.
what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start the album as soon as we say brought to you by Halpin Music. As soon as we say music, you start the album, and you're going to see some wondrous mix-ups of when I go vodka, and you're going to see these guys drink. It's just going to be crazy, yeah. And again, Dave's just a performer. He's not selfish. He's
a giver.
He's quiet, so I'm messing with him over there. So hey, thanks guys. Thanks so much for coming down,
Thanks for
hanging
having
out
us.
with
We
us
appreciate
tonight.
it.
And all the other stuff you do. I know you, Jared Umfried here, runs the Music Exchange down the road where you have merchandise from local bands available.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great service you provide. I know you're also involved with that area down there with
Oh,
the stage that a lot of places, different venues use or festivals
Chris
use,
Hinkle's
and
stage
all
from
of that.
Piesaw.
Yeah. Piesaw Body Art. That's it's great to see that area popping with some art and some.
Yeah, we're not waiting for anybody else. We're just going to do it.
Yeah,
If y'all want to join the party, come and hang out. It's already happening, everybody.
So that's Jared Unfreet. That's Rob McDonald. That's
not Ronald McDonald. I know him.
I forgot my nose and
No.
my fluffy
Me
hair.
and his friend
said-
Grimace used to
I said
hang
Rob
out.
McDonald.
Okay.
Grimace was no fun to hang out with.
Pigpen, what I'm trying to show you is that's Dave
There's
Dave.
right there.
Yeah, that's
Dave.
Doug.
That's
Dave.
not
Man.
Dave.
That's Doug.
You've been calling him Dave.
Doug.
Dave.
This is my cousin Dave. I know
Dave's not
Dave.
here, man.
Hey, if I've been calling Doug Dave, I
You
don't
have.
even know what's going on. I'm so sorry to both of you.
And now we got to
You
start the
both
music over
here's
because
the-
it's not synced up.
Here's the thing. They
No, this is all part of the plan.
We've
We've been planning it for
what
for
you
months.
don't know that I know is they look the same naked, so I get them confused. They've got the exact same build.
We realized one day we all have beards and like probably 7 foot of hair between all of us, maybe more.
got enough.
Maybe 10 foot of hair. So
You could
check
probably
your chest.
weave an Indian blanket.
we could
out of
We
the
could.
hair. I
We
should.
could.
So there you go.
Yep, keeps us warm in the wintertime.
Bunch of hideous gentlemen. That's what they look like to me. So that the band is Hideous Gentlemen.
Wait till you see their videos.
Oh, I can't wait to get home and see it. I'm
I
expecting.
wish
to see
you would
a lot.
have brought the dogs with you.
Oh.
We could have played cards.
We could have just played cards.
Yeah. We still got the
Yeah.
cards.
Still got the.
But they don't have the dogs. Kept the cards, got rid of the dogs.
Not sure what happened to the dog head, but
They poop a lot.
Lost the dogs in the divorce.
So there you go. The Hideous Gentlemen again. The release party, 29th? Is that the
29th.
29th.
Right.
Friday the 29th.
Doors at 7.
Doors at 7. That's at the Conservatory on Broadway in Alton. Make sure you get out and check that out. Also this Saturday at the Record Store Day at Riverbend Records. And so thanks again for coming out. Check them out on Facebook, Hideous Gentlemen. Check them out on YouTube to see their videos that I've never seen and probably never will. You can check them out by searching Hideous Gentlemen there also. Thanks again, guys, for coming in. Everybody, please get out and support local music and art.
And we went a little long, so the next thing this guy says, we did that on purpose.